All right. Okay, it's definitely getting to be fall because it's cloudy and foggy in the morning. So I actually have to turn the lights on here. It's a little, I think the fog, let's see, the fog is supposed to burn off today, right? Yes, it'll get fairly warm. Okay, let's see. Today we are going to, I think we haven't done like not so much on twist, but really just kind of opening up the lower back and kind of the glutes. Um, is what I think we'll work on today. Actually, Kiki talked about elephant. So we can do a bit of elephant. So it's a bit of core and a bit of, it's more like outer hips, lower back, like mid, not low back, but like mid to low back, glutes. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do that today. And that should make, last time we worked, I think, a lot on the hips to make the hips feel ooey gooey. And then today we'll get some mobility and some movement around the back as well. So let's just go ahead and start seated today. We'll start seated today in butterfly, Baddha Konasana, and just start the morning this way, and just kind of rocking from side to side and just kind of warming up the body today. It I don't know, sometimes this feels good. Just to get some opening and some movement. This week, let's see, this will be my third class this week, so I'm starting to get back into like being able to do some yoga. Let us come onto our mat like so and plant our feet onto the mat, clasping behind the thighs and just kind of round. Roll the shoulders back. So we're doing cat cow, but cat cow seated. Yeah. So we're kind of dome and round our back. So and then roll the shoulders back and down and open through the chest. Oh, and just really like if someone was pushing your mid back forward and then dome and round and open and dome and round. Bring your knees together and you're beginning to ice cream scoop. You're going to scoop your belly and really engage into that low belly. Like not the, I always get confused and start doing it up here, which is higher, and then I get a cramp up here, which is like right by the end of the rib cage below the sternum. But you want to find so that you're scooping and you're pulling from your low belly. And then open through the chest here. So essentially we're doing a seated cat cow. So scoop, start from the low belly. So can you pull from the low belly like this muscle? Can you pull it and smash it into your spine? And open. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And scoop from the low belly. Here, from the low belly. And open. Oh. And scoop. Work has been super insanely busy. So I just haven't had a time to do my normal lunchtime yoga class. And then I realized it's really harder to do work and harder to think when I haven't done my yoga class. So we're going to float into boat. So here we're going to scoop all the way from the low belly, float the arms up and float the feet up and scoop, because we have not done boat in a while. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Come onto our back. Oh. And from here we're gonna do some rocking here. So from here, I'm gonna take my hair clip up. Is that all right? So from here we can rock up to seated, actually rock up to boat, and then come back and come into maybe what would you call this? A shoulder stand, and then rock up into boat, into a shoulder stand. Careful that the weight is only at the shoulder blades and not at your neck. Then rock into boat and lift. So can you lift the sternum? So no rounding of the back. Can you lift the sternum and lift the chest? And rock into shoulder stand. and rock into boat. Whew. And come down into all fours. Tent the fingertips around the back. You're kind of in a child's pose, but a very active child's pose. Walking the fingertips away from your feet. And coming back into kneeling, finding yourself into camel. So you can place a block in between your knees or not. So roll the shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Neutralize through the spine. Crawl forward. Actually come into a malasana. Heels together, knees apart, and twist. So we're going to twist over to the right, walk the right hand on top of the left. And we're going to find a stretch from our lower right sit bone all the way to the fingertips. And then we're going to do the other side. We're going to twist over to the left. Left hand on top of the right. And come back to center and really reach the sit bones back. And can you pull yourself apart? Reaching fingertips forward, sit bones back. And come down to actually bringing your knees together, ankles together. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Stack your rib cage over your hips, your head over your rib cage. Lower the heels down and come into half Utkatasana, half chair, flat back, dome. Pull the belly button in. Pull the belly button in. Inhaling, forward fold. Forward fold. Oof. I just did yoga like 12 hours ago. My body's already like, it needs to be warmed up. Inhaling all the way back up. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Walk the hands out into plank. Lower the knees down. Knees, chest, chin. Roll the shoulders back and down. Cobra. Posterior pelvic tilt. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. So I'm getting definitely more steps in because the parking lot into the school is 1/3 of a mile. So like at least once a day, I get 2/3 of a mile, or maybe twice a day, I get 2/3 of a mile. Walk the hands back to the feet. Come into Malasana squat. Twist, twist. Reach the arms forward, dome your back. Twist, twist. Twist, twist. Twist over to the right. Walk the right hand on top of the left and stretch. Find that stretch in the erector spinae, which is the long spaghetti strap muscles in your back. Twist to the other side. Twist to the left. Left hand onto the right. Bring the knees together. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Pull the arms back. Stacking the head over the shoulders, shoulders over ribcage, ribcage over hips. Lower the heels down. Utkatasana, half chair. Dome and round your back. Flat back, flat back, flat back. Forward fold. That forward fold should feel a little bit more room, a little bit more open, maybe. Flat back, anterior pelvic tilt gets you deeper. Forward fold, inhaling, coming all the way back up, throwing arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Walk the hands out into high plank, lower down. Inhaling, up dog, posterior pelvic tilt. Drop your right hip down, twist to the left. Drop your left hip down, twist to the right. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Oof. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. I can definitely feel a difference since I did yoga yesterday. I definitely don't feel as tight. You know, that whole like, oh wow, it makes a difference. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. All right. Okay. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Reaching the arms forward, up and back. Exhale, open up through the arms, reach into a V all the way back. So I'm reaching for the back corners of the room where the ceiling meets the wall. That's what I'm reaching towards. Neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down, come into all fours. Roll it down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift. Twist right, left, drop the right hip down. Twist left. Carefully drop the left hip down, twist right. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale. Forward, up and back. Exhale, open to the chest. Reaching the arms back. Inhale. Neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up. Inhale. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Lower down. Inhaling up dog. Drop hip right, twist. Drop hip left, twist over to the right. Tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Right hand down, left arm towards the sky. Press the left knee towards the right elbow. Oof, my back already cracked there. Lower the left hand down, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Lift the heels. Come into half chair. Ardha Utkatasana, ankles together. So heels lifted. Heels lifted. Dome your back. Dome your back. Lower the heels. Inhale, coming up. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, left foot to the back. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, forward, up and back. Exhale, open. Inhale, exhale, reach V. Pull the right hip back. Left hip forward. Inhale. Windmill the hands down, step it back, high plank. Lower down, inhaling, up dog. Twist right, or drop right hip. Twist left. Drop left hip, twist right. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, forward, up and back. Open. Open and reach for the back. Inhale. Neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Anterior pelvic tilt. Inhale all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. Close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Anterior pelvic tilt gets you deeper. Forward fold, left foot, left foot back, high plank, lower down, inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog, inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Left hand down, right arm goes up towards the sky, runner's lunge, twist, bend the right knee. And twist and lengthen through the left rib cage. Wiggle the hands down. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Lift the heel, anterior pelvic tilt first. Anterior pelvic tilt, forward fold, go deeper, lift the heels. Ardha Utkatasana, half chair. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away from you, forward, ankles together. Ankles together, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, coming up. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands. Step back, high plank. Lower down, inhaling up dog. Dip right, dip left. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Warrior one, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Drop the left heel down. Warrior one. Warrior one. We're going to find the right wrist with the left hand. We're going to roll the right shoulder back and we're going to reach back and really pull, pull, pull. Really bend your right knee, resync your hips. Right hip back, left hip forward. Keep reaching the right arm back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift the weight forward. Come into a toppling tree, so right knee is bent. Float the left leg off the mat. Release the hand. Standing split. Hands down, left leg comes up towards the sky. Anterior pelvic, well, actually it's, for splits, it's half and half actually, right? So with the leg that's your forward folded on, the right side would be an anterior pelvic tilt, your left hip would be neutral. Bend the left knee. Left hand down, right hand grasp the left ankle. Kick the foot into the hand. For 3, 2, and 1. Come down into a runner's lunge. Rock it forward and rock it back. Tuck the right shoulder underneath the right knee. Behind the right knee. Dome. Dome, dome. So really get that right shoulder behind the right knee. Crown of the head towards the right ankle. Left hand down. Side plank. Left hand down. Outside edge of the left foot. Outside edge of the left foot. Right hand finds the right foot. Kick it forward. Forward. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Waterfall. Plant the right foot down. Hips up towards the sky. Left leg straight. Right knee bent. Rib cage square up to ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip it. Take your vinyasa. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up towards the sky. Oh, feel that more space. Feel how you have more space. Send the right leg further back. Right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, come all the way back up, bending right elbow. Send the elbow back. So we're in a back bend, yeah? So you're using your head to press the elbow back, back, back. You're in a posterior pelvic tilt to protect your low back. And you're gonna side bend, press back, and then to the left. So you're gonna really, really get that psoas. Neutralize through the spine and release. Oh, where's my water? Oh, water. All right. Okay. Forward fold. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Wrap. Clasping opposite elbows. Remember, rib cage onto thigh is primary priority. Rib cage onto thigh. Lift the sit bones up towards the sky as much as you can without leaving the rib cage off the thigh. Anterior pelvic tilt. Reaching sternum towards the mat. And release. Release, release. Forward fold, anterior pelvic tilt. You should be able to go deeper. Plant the hands down, step it back, high plank. Lower down, inhaling up dog. Dip right hip, dip left hip. Anterior, posterior pelvic tilt. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Warrior one, drop the back heel down, inhaling forward, up and back. Hands behind, this is the left hand. Right hand finds left wrist, reaching it back. Bend the left knee. Anterior, left hip back, right hip forward. And keep reaching the left arm back. Keep pulling that left wrist back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toppling tree, keeping the left knee bent, float the right leg off the mat. And release. Standing split. Right hand down, left arm finds the right ankle, kick it into the hand. Foot kicks into the hand. And release, lower the back leg down. Tuck the left shoulder behind the left knee, crown of the head towards the left ankle. And really try to get that shoulder up high onto that knee, behind the knee. Side plank. Right hand down. Outside edge of the right foot, left hand finds the left foot, kick it into the hand. And flip it around for waterfall. Square the ribs up towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip it. High plank, lower down, inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back. downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, side, bend. Left tricep, wiggle, wiggle, right? Send the chest forward, use the head to press the elbows back, posterior pelvic tilt, and then side bend. Stomp onto your left foot. Inhale, neutralize through the spine. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Oof. Your glutes should feel, your glute med, your glute max should feel like there's a lot more room. We're making some room. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale. Plant the hands. Where are we going from here? Oh, step it back, high plank. Lower down, inhaling up dog. Dip right, dip left. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Come on up, crescent lunge. Reach the arms behind. Left hand finds the right wrist, reach back. Crescent lunge, send the left heel forward. Go deeper, sink down, sink down, sink down. Shift the weight forward, again in crouching warrior. Or is it toppling tree? Toppling tree. Bend the right knee, float the left leg off the mat. Release the hand. Figure four. Figure four behind. So left hand down. Bend the left knee. The left ankle comes behind. Basically, you're making a figure four. The left shin bone connects behind the right knee crease. You're going to hook the right elbow crease into the right left ankle. Right elbow crease, left ankle. Right hand onto the front of the right shin bone. Can you guys see this? Yeah. So I'm forward folded. My left shin bone is behind my right leg horizontally. So they're, I guess, are perpendicular to each other. My right elbow is hooked into the left ankle. My right hand is on the right shin bone. Forward fold. So this is going to open up the right glute. Okay, and release. Whew, runner's lunge. Low lunge. Whew, low lunge. Okay, now I'm going to take the twist. Twist, twist. Whew. Twist left side to the outside of the left or right thigh. And pry your arms apart. Twist. And get your left rib cage through. That's what we're aiming for, the left rib cage. Left rib cage. Left hand down. Oh wait, how do we do this one? Oh no, it's going to be right hand down. We're going to do side plank. We're going to do side plank with the other side, with the foot and the hand. So it's going to be, which way? This way. Right hand down, inside of the left foot down. Left hand grabs the right foot, and we're going to kick it through. So the bottom leg is the one that's kicking through. And we're going to round our back and open up our low back. Kick the foot into the hand. And now we go into one-legged down dog. And there's something that I missed. Oh, I know what I missed. We'll do that. Lower the right foot down into down dog. Lower the knees down and sit it back, child's pose. the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Come on up, crescent lunge. Left hand back, reach the left arm back. Really sink deep. Keep reaching back, really sink deep. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toppling tree. Come forward, left knee still bent. Right leg goes up towards the sky. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse figure 4. Right, so the left elbow hooks the right ankle behind, left hand on top of the left shin. Lift the hips up towards the sky. And release, come into a runner's lunge. Left hand down, side plank variation. Right hand finds the left foot and around. So you're opening up the lower left, the left back. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take your vinyas. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Oh, I know what we forgot. We forgot the twist. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. I'm going to twist to the outside of the, what is this? The left leg. You're trying to get your right rib cage through. Right, so this right rib cage, you're trying to get it to peekaboo. Pop the back knee off the mat and twist, twist, twist. Windmill the hands down. Step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa or not. Everybody meets in down dog. Inhaling. Exhale. Left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees. Bend the knees, rib cage onto the thighs, wrap. Lift the tailbone, keeping the rib cage onto the thighs, anterior pelvic tilt. And release. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Okay. Utkatasana, Utkatasana. So we're going to come down for a low squat. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Let's see. I should start with chair. Let's start with chair. We're going to lift the heels. And we're in chair. We're going to lower down. For 3, we'll count to 3. We'll lower down in thirds. 1, 2, 3. Heels lifted. And we're in a low squat. Stacking, ankles pressing together. We're going to come back up into, we're going to pass through half chair, chair, and full standing on count of 5 with our heels lifted, ankles together. So we're going to go lift, come up in 1, 2, 3, half chair, 4, 5, all the way back up, standing, heels lifted, lower the heels down, hands behind the head, pressing elbows back, and close the pose. I'm going to go back down. This time we're going to keep our heels flat on the ground. I want to go down as best we can on a count of 5. So coming from standing, passing through chair into low squat. Inhale, exhale. So 1, bend the knees, right? Beginning to get into chair. 2, we're in chair. 3, we're lower. 4, and 5, we're the lowest that we can get to with our heels on the ground. And lift the heels up and come into a low, I don't know what is this, low squat. We're going to rise up through a count of 5 all the way to standing with the heels lifted. So 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. 4, hold. Your knees are still bent. And 5, all the way up to straight. And lower the heels. Close the pose. And breathe. So I did this in class earlier this week. It was a count of 10, where we had to break it down into like 10 pieces, which I thought was a little hard. So we'll do 5. So we're going to go back down with the heels on the ground, from standing to low squat in a count of 5. Inhale. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Passing through chair all the way down to low squat, heels on the ground. For 1, 2, 3, you're in a deep chair. 4, you're kind of past that point. And 5, go as low as you can go with the heels on the ground. And then lift the heels and come into that low squat. Coming back up for a count of 5, keeping your heels lifted. For 5, 4, hold. 3, 2, knees still bent. 1, all the way up to straight, and lower the heels, close the pose. Okay. Standing figure 4. So take the right foot. We're going to kick it onto our right ankles onto the left knee. Bend the knee. The more you bend the left knee, the deeper the stretch in your figure 4. And really sink back, sink back, sink back. We're going to take Hasta Padangusthasana. What is this? It's A, it's B. I think it's, no, it's not C. We have to do C. We'll do it. It's the, so take your foot, your right foot straight out in front of you. You're going to stretch out your low back. So hand to foot pose. And then come to variation C. So you swap the hands, so left hand is into the right foot. Reaching your right arm back. Yeah, so left hand, right foot. And then come back to figure 4. Ooh, that feels good. Not figure 4. And then we're gonna come down for pigeon twist. Pigeon twist. So plant the hands down, lower the right shin bone down. Come down for pigeon. We're gonna twist over to the right. Drop your left shoulder down. Where's my block? You can put a block underneath your head and twist. Oh. I think it feels better with a block underneath your head. Personally, put my blocks over there. Maybe you take the half bind, maybe you don't. And then come on back up. Come up into a pigeon. Ow. You have a seat and you come into seated. And we're gonna do a, this is a seated. You would be seated this way. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did standing. Hand to foot pose variation C. So left hand finds the right foot. You're here and balancing into boat. So you're in your hand to foot pose, like a boat pose, but a hand to foot pose, balancing. Okay. Oh, let's see. Whew. All right, we got the other side to do. If I can remember how we got there. But your right butt cheek should feel pretty good. Come into all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. And notice if your right side has a bit more room than the left side. Should be feeling pretty good. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing away, forward runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Notice if there's a difference in space. Inhaling, come on up. Whew. All right. Let us come back to our chair in our squats. So this time we will start out standing with heels lifted. Yeah. I'm gonna get more lights. This is like winter time and I'm gonna get different more lights or something. All right. So we're gonna start out with our heels lifted. Did we do that already? We'll start with our heels lifted. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. We'll come down for a count of 5 with the heels lifted. Pressing the ankles together. That's going to help you with your stability in your inner thighs when you press your ankles together. Coming down for a count of 5. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, 1, all the way up. Now we're going to lower our heels down and come up for 5. Lowering the heels down. So stay low. Stay low, stay low. 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 5. And release. Shake it out. We'll lift the heels and come down for 5 with the heels lifted. Inhale, like I said, in class we broke this down into 10. So 5 is not too bad, not too bad. Just get enough the quads burning. Ready? Heels lifted, ankles together. Come down for 1. Come down for 2. Come down for 3, hold. Down for 4 and 5. 4 is the hardest. I think 4 is the hardest. Lower the heels. Come up for 5. Ready? So stay low. 5, hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Release, release, shake it out. Okay. Standing figure 4. Standing figure 4 on the left side. Stacking left ankle over the right knee. Bend the right knee, sink the hips back. And really open up. We're going to go to hand to foot pose. Taking both hands into the left foot. Kick the foot in front of you. Come up as high as you can, rounding that back. Because we're opening up the rector spinae. And maybe we can flip it. Left arm back, right arm holds the foot. And release. I forgot where we went from here. How do we get to seated? I remember how we got to seated. Oh, I know, pigeon. That's right, we came down for pigeon. Pigeon on the left side. We'll take the twist over to the left. Oh, I was gonna find my pillow. Grab my block. Oh, okay. And twist. Maybe take the half bind, left arm behind, find your right toe. Maybe just hang out, take a nap. And slowly come back up into seated. Swing it around. We're going to do a seated, kind of a boat hand to foot pose. So we'll take the left hand, what is this? The right hand, left foot, and twist. So come up into boat. So float into boat. And release. Release, release. I don't know about you, but my glutes are just super open. They're like super duper open. Okay. Crow Kundanyasana, flying split Kundanyasana 2. Okay, doke. So now that your glutes are super open, we are going to do crow. Just crow. Yeah, crow. Heels together, knees apart. Round. Oh, this just feels, Malasana should feel pretty good.
Feels really, really good right now because my low back is super open. I'm gonna go into crow. Crow should feel like butter. A flaky croissant filled with butter. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna take my pillow. I'm working on getting my knees higher up my tricep. That is what I'm working on, like super high on my tricep. So your low back should be really open. You can probably try to get like your knee really just into the armpit. Because if it's higher up, then you can actually stack more vertically. And because your glutes are super open, you have access to it now. Like I feel like I'm like, wow. You know, before it's like, how do I get my knees into my armpits? Because I would just not touch. And then now I'm like, oh, I can actually get them actually into the armpits. Okay. Kundiyasana 2. All right. So we do a runner's lunge, arms in T, head to ankle. Now, runner's lunge. Oof. Tuck. Tuck it real deep. In here. Arms out into a T. Runner's lunge. Crown of the head to the right ankle. Now you can try with your dome, right? With your back in a dome, super strong. Super strong. Like remember when we had the foot into the hand and we were like doming here, like all active, active. Try that in your Kundiyasana 2. Right, so instead of collapsing like this, imagine we've got that foot in the hand and we're doming, but not, we're anti-shrug, right? But doming in our Kundiyasana. And that's going to help us give that more of a lift. And then you have, you know, then that's where it sets you up to transition from like Kundiyasana 2 to crow to Astava cross. One day. The one that I still don't get is Ekapadabakasa, like one-legged crow. I don't understand that one. I don't get it. There's something I'm clearly missing on that one. So try your Kundiyasana 2 with your newfound opening in your glute and your doming. So really dome through your back, really dome. And feel your obliques working. There you go. All right. With the Kundiyasana 2 to crow, it's like when I see people do it, it's like
a contraction of the limbs, and then your hips have to lift to allow you to put your left knee onto the left tricep. And that's the part I haven't gotten yet, because like your hips have to lift, because once they lift, then you don't have to muscle your way through it. But I haven't, like, I have not achieved the alignment yet of the hips over. And I think when the hips, because if the hips are behind you, there's like no chance of getting the left knee onto the left tricep. But if your hips are on top, and then it's just you push straight up, that's a strength thing. So it's an alignment and a strength. So, 2023. All right, okay. All right, come and have a seat. We're gonna do backpack, right? Because we just basically doing like this, right? In just different configurations. So let's do seated figure 4 first. And seated figure 4. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press the chest to the sternum. You're gonna feel that in your piriformis, flexing through the right toes. Flexing through the right toes. You're gonna come onto your back. And we're gonna do kind of like a plow figure 4, sort of. Actually, plow goes too far with your feet overhead. So we're actually gonna put our elbows on the ground and our hands are gonna find our thighs. Yeah, so elbows on the ground, our hands are gonna find our thighs. Let's see if I can do this. So my hands are on my thighs and I'm using gravity to bring them down, and I'm using my hands to externally rotate my thighs. I'm not so elegant at this part, but. So I'm doing an upside down figure 4. Oh. Or if that's too much, you can just do a normal figure 4 on your back, using the right elbow to encourage opening of your right thigh. Because we're still trying to get that piriformis. We got the glute, now we're trying to get the piriformis. We're trying to get that more open. Okay. Now we can try the backpack again, which is elephant, which is what we started today, because Kiki said that she wanted to teach elephant, but her version of elephant was a Kiki version of elephant. So. Okay. Ooh. So we want to get our knee way up high on the shoulder, right? So elephant is really this, with our legs straight and our hands down here. And so you're using your obliques to squeeze your thigh onto your arm, your tricep, and then you lift. That's elephant. I actually don't like putting the straight leg onto the block. I think it makes it harder. I don't think it's like as a training wheel. I actually don't like it, because then it doesn't force you to know what muscle to use to lift that leg. Okay. Now, if you're done with elephant, we're on to sundial. I know it's Uday's favorite pose. It's sundial because he can like totally rock sundial, which you probably are anyway. Right, so we're gonna lean onto our left butt cheek. We're gonna lift our right butt cheek way up high. And we're gonna get our leg way up to the shoulder, flip the hand, right hand goes down onto the ground or to a block. And the more we push onto our right hand and twist, oh, it's not working. The more we can straighten our right leg. Look at you, Anjali. Look at that. Look at that leg go straight. And you, Charlie, that looks amazing. And Uday, that looks amazing. Oh my God. You guys look amazing. Holy crap. You guys look so good. What happened? It looks so good. Okay. That was amazing. Don't your butt cheeks feel so good? They feel so open. Okay, so now we're gonna add that with some oblique and some Ashtanga cross thrown in, you know? So for Ashtanga cross, right, we're on our left butt cheek. This goes up way high. The left foot crosses on top of the right. We clamshell squeeze our tricep and we straighten our leg, right? This is a squeeze, 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 and we're just gonna make a sandwich like this. That's the start of Ashtanga cross. Yeah. So we got a twist. We have that way up high in the tricep. We've got that oblique working. Yes. And then now we just flip it to a chaturanga on the floor, and that's how we get to Ashtanga cross. The thing to always watch out for, and I do this a lot, is when I'm here and then I flip to chaturanga, my left shoulder collapses. And then it just like, then you just face plant. Right, so in the Ashtanga cross with the side that doesn't have the leg, right, because this is very heavy, and so we're a seesaw, extra dome on this side, extra dome, so that we're not collapsing on the left side, the opposite side. So we are going to backpack our leg. Ooh, step one, way up high. Clamp, squeeze, chaturanga, and flip. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Squeeze. Yeah, chaturanga. Chaturanga, Uday chaturanga. Nice. You guys look amazing. So try that a couple times. If you are so inclined to add on Ashtanga cross to Kundanyasana 2. I need blocks because I can't crunch my leg into my core hard enough so that it clears the ground to like, so what happens is Ashtanga cross to Kundanyasana, right? You're here and then you're here, and then so you unhook, you pull the leg through, and then you like into Kundanyasana 2. I was playing around with this for the first time yesterday with blocks, with a block elevation, so that when you're in your Ashtavakrasana, you have like a bigger tunnel to pull the leg through. So you can continue to either backpack, Ashtavakras, Kundanyasana 2, any variation, face plant, anything of that nature is fine. I'm just going to play with my blocks. So I'm going to Ashtavakras here. I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going to do this with the blocks, but we'll try. And I'm gonna here, and then I'm gonna here, and then Kundanyasana 2 there. Yeah, something like that. But it requires a lot of oblique and a lot of core and a lot of crunching. It's not about the leg, it's about the serratus and our obliques. So try any variation of just Ashtavakrasana if that's good enough to just play around with this Ashtavakrasana. Or if you wanted to try elevate it onto blocks. But I can tell you, like, this feels so open. So you have a little bit more space here. So you might be able to get your leg through better because you have a lot more space today than you normally would, since we've spent a lot of time working on it. So yeah, there's that. And my right butt cheek feels like so much space, so much space. Oh, Ashtavakrasana. It is. Do it on blocks. Anjali, do it on block. This looks so good because you're creating that tunnel. I could see you like using your core. Uda, you got it. You almost got it. Wait. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. And then we just flop down on the ground. We just lay down. Try, if that's too tall, try the shorter side of the block. I was doing that yesterday too, and it was like, we might be too short to go that high on those blocks. So try the shorter side, the short side of the block worked better, like when it was lower, yeah, like that. Use your core, oblique, 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 core and oblique, core and oblique. You got it. Kick the right foot forward. You had it. You had it. That was it. That was like the core working to lift. All right, we have the other side to do. So no, how do we get to the? How do we start this? We were seated. We did that side. Figure four. I think figure four, right? Seated figure four. I think so. Okay, I think we started at seated figure four. I think. So let's do, oh, I know we did crow, right? We're good. All right, roll the shoulders back and down, seated figure four. Really press the left knee away. This is definitely less tight. You know, usually in seated figure four, I'm like, oh, I can definitely feel it, but I actually have to work a little harder to feel it. You can take your right foot in closer to your sit bone. That's going to help you. But I can tell you, I have to work a little harder to even get that stretch now, which is good because that means something's more open. Something's working and something's more open. So. And let's come onto our back. We can do on our backs, figure four, or we could do that like half plow pose. So like here's good, yeah. So this is what we're doing. When you are on the plow version of it or the semi-plow version of it, you're using gravity to help you even get a little bit more open. So your hands are trying to like open up your thighs, externally rotate your thighs. And then you've got a little bit of help from gravity, but you want to make sure that the weight isn't on your neck, it's in the shoulder blades. The weight is still on the shoulder blades. And you're externally rotating, you're kind of using gravity to help you do that. Or you can just stay here in figure four and use your elbow. Like I said, I have to work more to get any kind of stretch. Okay. Oof. Windshield wiper the knees. These should feel really good. Your psoas should feel a bit more open. So that means your knees can drop more to side. Like I can feel the restriction is changed. Like normally the restriction would be up here on my left oblique psoas, but now it's like down here. So I've definitely opened up a bunch of different things today. So let's elephant our way. Elephant. Do we do Kundalini too? No, we didn't. So Kundalini 2, then we will elephant, and then we will Asana cross. So what did we say? Kundalini 2. That was right. That's right. Okay. So Kundalini 2, we're going to practice that doming. Right? So not collapsing. It's a chaturanga, but a dome. So really get your left shoulder behind that left knee crease. And we're going to Kundalini with a really strong chaturanga dome. if you're done with your Kundanyasana too. Oh, nice. Nice, Anjali. Dome, chaturanga dome, no collapse, don't collapse in the shoulders or more. Then we can elephant. Whenever you're ready, we can elephant. So wear your backpack. Let the backpacks really lean onto your right butt cheek. My left butt cheek is way off the ground. So super high, super clamp. This is my oblique. This is my oblique. This side does not stay on as much. This is much, oh no, I'm sliding down on this one. Okay. Hands aren't in the right place, but that's your elephant. Sundial, sundial, sundial to Asana. So sundial first. Let's just do sundial, right? Which you guys look amazing in your sundial. Everyone's sundial looks amazing. Asana cross. Asana cross. Where's my strap? I can't get my legs straight in sundial. I'm gonna try with my strap. I want to look as amazing as you guys do. All right, Asana cross. Backpack, oblique. Cross, squeeze. Right, when you have this part, gotta squeeze. And then you can chaturanga down to Asana. This side, this side. Oh, that was hard. Maybe just Asana cross now. Oh, I can definitely feel this oblique working super hard, super hard. All right. Oh goodness. That was, I feel like we wrung out and just like stretched a bunch of stuff. And it feels like there's a lot more room. A lot more room. So your forward fold, your seated forward fold Dandasana, and your angle, your V-sit should be like more room here because we worked a lot on opening up the rectus spinae. So anterior pelvic tilt gets you deeper. Now the hamstrings feel really tight. I don't know about you, but my hamstrings feel tight. That's because we didn't work on them. We really open up through the low back. So the low back, so any kind of pose that's like bent knee with opening of the low back, like a crow, that's where you're gonna feel. Like this one feels okay. It doesn't feel awesome like some of the other stuff does. That's because we didn't work on our hamstrings. We didn't do anything on our hamstrings. So that's what that's where I feel the restriction because we worked a ton. So trace the arc from your foot, if it was an arc, from your foot like a circle. This is what in Kiki's class they call making pizza. Like they do a bunch of stuff. And she's like, Mom, can you, she was doing, essentially it was bow, or actually essentially it was like king pigeon with the foot in the elbow crease. And she actually got her foot to the shoulder and to the head. She's like, Mom, can you do this? I'm like, no. She's like, how come? I'm like, because I'm old.
So her flexibility is, it's good that she didn't get her mom and my or her dad's flexibility or lack of flexibility, but she's like getting better with her flexibility every day, which is pretty awesome. So, but she wants to practice every day. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't put my foot to my head. She's like, how come? Like my foot and my head don't work that way. But your V sit should be a little bit further because it's a little bit more involved in the back. Yes, hamstring, but not as much. So this one should feel a lot more open. So let's see. Bridge pose would be the counter pose, or actually, if you have like a block, you can do this with a block, or you can lay across your bolster. Either way, but since we did so much, right, counterbalance of that would be anything with a back bend, a bow, a wheel, or you can just use gravity to help you. Actually, so have a block nearby, come up into our back. We're gonna plant our feet wide as the mat, and then we're gonna drop right to left. Okay, so come and put it onto, so do windshield wiper knees. Right, we did that, windshield wiper knees from right to left. That should feel really, really, really good. And then we'll take the block, we'll put it onto our longwise along the spine. Longwise along the spine so that it is kind of where the shoulder blade is. So like bottom ribs, your block starts at the bottom ribs and hits the shoulder blade in enough so that your neck doesn't feel like it's jammed up. So you have enough space to like gently put your head down onto the mat. If this doesn't feel good, if you want your head a little bit more elevated, you can put it onto a block, or you can put like something softer. So like it's not the same height as the block, but it's not as low as the ground. So there's some kind of support for your head if that makes you feel better. But this allows you, because we did a lot of opening and lengthening of the low back. This is the opposite, right? So this is like allows the front of the chest to open. Find a configuration that works for you, and adjust the block and the block pillow where you need to be, and just open up your arms. Take them at least as high as the shoulder, between your shoulder and your head, right? Because if it's down towards your hips, you're not going to get as much of a pec opening as if it was more like a V.
And slowly, slowly, slowly roll on over to one side. Closing the eyes here. Pressing up yourself to seated, rooting your sit bones into the earth. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Clasping palms together. Bowing forward, namaste.